So good morning, Trenton Channel Power Plant. It is fantastic seeing a number of employees from the past that I haven't seen in probably 10 plus, 15, maybe even 15 years. I know I was talking to Tom Dankow when I first came in, and he said, well, I told him it's been a while, because I thought 15 years or so, but he said he's been retired for 17 years, so I guess it's been farther than I thought. So, but good morning, everybody. I'm Brian Kincaid. I'm the director of the South and Central area plants. I'd like to start our program with a quick safety message. We start everything with safety here at Trenton and actually here at DTE. So we're going to start with a quick safety message. One of the things I want to remind people of is we're going to be going in and out. And as the weather turns, one thing Trenton's known for is bee season. Okay, so if you're allergic to bees, be careful. Don't swat at them. Okay, if you've got cologne, bright colors, you can't attract them. We're going to be outside with food and drinks when this is over with. So make sure you're just aware of it. Again, don't swat at them. Just kind of walk away from them. They'll leave you alone. Okay, also, if we have weather, which looking outside right now, it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. But if there are any weather events, this is our muster area. Okay, so like for everybody, if you see that, there's tons of Edison employees and so all the retirees. The horn system's the same. Okay, so you'll remember that. You can come right back in here and it should all kick right back to you. Finally, walking surfaces. Okay, as you're walking around, there will be some unlevel walking surfaces potentially. Also, you may see some gravel or dirt, tripping hazards. Okay, let's make sure we watch where we're going because we do not want anybody to fall and mar this day for what it is because we're going to celebrate the legacy of this facility. So with that, I do want to, again, welcome all the employees and retirees who are with us today. You know, as we celebrate what this plant has meant to all of our employees, all of the company, or our company, and the community over the past 100 years of service. So this plant began construction in 1922. So it's actually been here for 100 years. I'd also like to welcome our president and CEO, Mr. Jerry Norcia. We've got here the president of DTE Electric, Mr. Trevor Lauer. Also senior vice president of energy supply, Mr. Ben Felton. We've got local 223 chair, Jay Miller. Okay, and also from the city of Trenton, we've got mayor, and I'm going to mess up your last name. I'll apologize forever for that. But Stephen, let me try it. Bruzeppa. Got it? All right, so there's a first for everything. We also want to welcome special guests from Debbie Dingle's office, District Director Zach Hayward, who is in the audience and also here. He's also here to help us mark this historic occasion. So Debbie couldn't come. She got called back to D.C., so he's here standing in for her. But again, thank you all for being here. You know, after the past 2 years of having to really social distance, wear a mask, deal with COVID and all that type stuff, we're very fortunate that we can all get back together to celebrate this today. This is a significant point in time for a lot of people, a lot of the employees here. You know, this facility has really become family. So we want to really thank everybody that's come out today, the employees, both past and present, really for the contribution that you've given over the years to this facility. A power plant that's 100 years old is really, there's not a lot of them out there. I don't know if there's any out there that are 100 years old. So we really want to thank the employees that make that possible because we don't make power by accident. There's a lot of people that put in a lot of effort to make it work. So before I ask Jerry to come up, we're going to take a few minutes to go down memory lane a little bit. So as we do that, let's have a look with a video that we've got.
Yeah, my first day here was my first time in a power plant at all. So it was quite an awesome experience being a part of a historic plant that's been around now in this community for over 100 years.
It's a big place when you first walk in. Big ceilings, beautiful hand railings, just all the tiling on the walls, and all the old architecture that's in here. A lot of the craftsmanship that went into this building. It's really historical.
My first day here at Trenton was kind of exciting because I'm a second generation DTE employee. My dad works for Edison for over 20 years.
My dad used to work here, and I actually finally remember Take Your Kid to Work Day back in 2001. I came here when I was in 6th grade, and it was quite an experience. I remember going to the roof and seeing the boiler for the first time and just remember to tell myself, don't touch anything.
In the right place at the right time, but I'll never forget going on top of that stack, looking over a nice clear day. Wonderful.
Trenton Channel plant is a smaller plant and therefore is not as many employees, so it's nice to get to know everybody and be able to work with everybody as a team and accomplish our goals together.
Trenton Channel's been the first for a lot of things.
We were the first in the nation to have precipitators. Cleaning up the environment and taking care of our environment is very important to Trenton.
So we work with the community on trying to plant flowers, making sure that we take care of the wetlands, different things like that. If you come on this site, you see deer, ducks, you see everything. And to be a piece of that, it's amazing.
I think there's a unique workforce here. I've worked in different parts of DT, and I can tell you there's a level of engagement I've not seen in a team anywhere at DT.
The one thing that makes this plant unique is the people. It's not necessary that we have a 520 megawatt single tandem turbine down there. It's not that we had the frame 7, new turbine, extraction turbine. It's not even the 4 boilers on a common header. It's been the people here. It's been a family. It's been 2nd and 3rd generation employees here. It's people that's got ties with the community. It's people that has passion about steam, about making electricity, and about the person next to them.
But the people that live in this area in Trenton, some are 2nd, 3rd generation employees here. So I've got to meet them and some of their kids and grandkids. So it's the people that make the plant what it is.
Everyone here has everyone else's phone numbers and knows about everybody else's families. Some people vacation together.
That's the thing that touched me most about, Trenton and the instrument shop was just that, the people that I worked with, I saw them outside of the plant.
It's a close-knit, very, very close-knit. A lot of the seniority have been here a long time, so you do get to know their families, their personal issues, and you try to help them as much as they can. But it's a real nice, small, knit plant.
I had neck surgery. Couldn't move, couldn't do anything. And he actually drove all the way from here to my house to give me my Alex Dow Award, to make sure that I was appreciated.
I did a lot of cooking for my shift, on night shift, and so we ate good and they enjoyed my food, so those are all fond memories too.
Coming from working outside of a different type of industry, coming into the utility industry, working at DTE, to come to the site and it's like, what's that building over there? Oh, that's the clubhouse. It's like, clubhouse? What is that?
Oh yeah, there was a bowling alley on site. There was bowling teams as well. Yeah, they were all great times, great people.
That's the radical Rick Kyle. He's going for his lucky strike. Lucky strike going on lane #1 right.
It's good food, a couple cook-offs, like chili cook-off with the fire department, different things. So bowling alley's got a lot of fond memories.
We've had challenges over challenges here, but what I really love is how my leadership team has really come together. They've rallied together. It's a very family-oriented plant. They know each other's kids, they know each other's wives, they know their personal lives.
What do they say? Humor's the saving grace. So, I don't know, maybe a year ago, I started joking with, the leadership team here that we're like Con Air in the 90s is a Nicolas Cage film where the climax of the film is they're landing this airplane that's on fire, and I think it's 1 or 2 engines is out, and they landed on the Las Vegas Strip. And everyone comes out safely, and it's a textbook ending. And I always joke that's kind of what we need to do. Things are going wrong left and right, but if we can just land the plane safely, everything's going to be okay.
It was like, yeah, sure, I'll do whatever you need. Whatever you need me to do, I'll help you. So that's probably going to be my fondest memory. Is just, the the team that I worked with.
Towards the end of the summer, our goal was to perform our max load test for the last time before the unit retires. And basically that's to get the unit to as much power production as possible. And I think it was 10 p.m. on August 31st where it was due. We got to 493, the highest we'd done in a number of years. And I just remember thinking, man, we really pulled that off. We came together and talk about going out with a bang and landing the plane. Getting that last max load test was really cool.
So we was one of the first plants to actually perform an actual black start test after the black start, which was real significant for our plant because it gave us more life, showed that we was still important, still had value.
You know, we're sad to see the plant retire, but it's been great fun here so far. You know, so we're going to finish it on a good note.
This plant has given back to the community through community fundraisers. We've done cook-offs here. We've raised so much money for families in the community. We've done partnerships with the city. So I want us to be remembered as a force in the community.
I hope people remember that we were here. You know, we weren't just a power plant with smoke coming out of the stacks, but that we were a group of people who cared about how we were seen and what we could do to help the people around us.
And we always overcame because we're a family. Small community that serves a big footprint in this area.
You know, I saw the plant out to the end, and so it's going to be emotional. It's going to be I'm hard not getting emotional now, but it's going to be an emotional day, the day that we turn the lights off.
When I walk away from the plant on the last day here at Trenton Channel, I will definitely cry.
It'd just be nice to be remembered as a place where a lot of diverse people came together to work and do a job towards a common goal.
Me personally, I'm gonna miss the red and white stacks because every time I leave town on a plane going somewhere, I can always locate that plant because I see the red and white stacks, so they'll be missed.
I would hope that folks would remember that, you know, this plant's been around over 100 years and it has served the community around us for a long time. It's been a place of employment for a few generations that have come through DTE. So I hope people look back and realize the significant contribution that Trenton Channel has made to this area and Michigan in general.
100 years from now, I want someone to be able to stand on exit 32A off of 75 and look over and tell the kids, I remember there used to be red candy cane stacks over there. When I see those, that's when I know I was home in Michigan.
Boy, after watching that, all I can say is, wow. You know, that was an absolutely incredible video. It really tells the story of the great people that have come through Trenton Channel Power Plant. So as you know, as many allude to in the video, this is no doubt going to be an emotional day for a number of people. A lot of people have put in a lot of, hopefully not blood, but a lot of sweat and tears at this place. And, you know, so I truly want to thank again all those that have come out today to, you know, honor that legacy. And, you know, I really do get it that at times, I was actually talking to one of the retirees out here about this when we were talking about how this is really a second home. And this is at times you see your work family a lot more than what you see, even your family at home. If you take, I think he used 8.5 hours as his benchmark, and he goes, but then really with drive time, it's 9.5 hours. And then, you know, you're sleeping for half that time. So really you're here more than you're at home. And he's right, this is our work family. So even though most of us, you know, understand the financial, the environmental reasons for needing to close some of the coal plants, it is hard for nearly 100 years. Okay, 100 years. When you let that sink in, it's, to me, that's absolutely amazing. This plant has stood proudly, delivering safe, reliable, and affordable power to the people of Southeast Michigan. Built we were built to address the needs of an expanding economy past World War I. Trenton Channel was the fourth major power plant Detroit Edison put into operation and the largest project the company had undertaken at that time. As Michigan needs for electricity grew over the decades, our employees at Trenton Channel worked together to serve our customers and the communities as an engine of progress and a force for good. We could not be prouder of the thousands of men and women, both past and present, who've walked through the doors and called Trenton Channel their home. So the one thing that has remained consistent throughout the years is the sense of family, which that video really showed, that's united employees throughout the decades. As our industry continues to evolve and we move into the next evolution of power generation, the people who have been the backbone of Trenton Channel Power Plant will always be in our hearts and minds, and they have our company's undying gratitude. So it is with great pride that I say thank you for your commitment to this plant, community, and our company. Now, I think Congressman Debbie Dingell was scheduled to be here today, but at the last minute needed for a meeting in Washington. And so I think everyone here knows that Congressman Dingell is a true friend of our company, and she's the best friend and advocate in Congress that this company of Trenton, or this community of Trenton, could ever hope for. And even though she couldn't be here in person, she did want to address this group here today, so she sent a special message.
Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Jerry Norcia, President and CEO of DTE Energy. It's great to see such a wonderful turnout. And really, my role here today is to really say how happy I am and grateful that I am of all the great work that many of the current employees, past employees have done at this plant to make it a great success. And really, this celebration is about you. Because as you heard in the video, and you keep hearing it over and over again, this is really about people, and it's about you, about celebrating all of your great accomplishments, celebrating the relationships that you had here, and the word family keeps coming back up over and over, and I'm so proud to hear that that's how our team feels here, that they were a family. And everywhere I go at DTE, I hear that word family and collaboration, friendship, and many great relationships. Even sometimes there's marriages that happen as a result of people working together, and that's also a great thing. And I also hear many generations of employees working together. So really, this is a celebration about you and having been together here for so many years to make this a great success. Since 1922, I don't think there's anybody here since 1922, but I'm sure we have some from the 50s and 60s. Put your hand up if you were here in the 50s or 60s. Yep, I see one hand back there in the back. Yeah, congratulations. Yes, sir. Actually, a couple hands there. So, lot of history here, and I know it's bittersweet. And again, one of the things I learned a long time ago is that I didn't hear anybody talk about making megawatts. I didn't hear anybody talking about that turbine overhaul. What I hear people talking about is their relationships and their experiences and how this place made them feel. And I think that's what's really exciting about having a great place to work. And my goal is to continue that at DTE. We have a really, really bright future at DTE. We're transforming the way we produce power, the way we deliver power. It's a really exciting time to be at DTE. So those of you who have worked at DTE and have retired, you should know that we'll certainly keep those dividends safe for you. And we'll keep marching the company forward to a much, much continued bright future. And for those of you who continue to work at DTE, you should be excited about what we're going to do together. But again, today is about celebrating what we did here. And again, I want to offer my gratitude and my congratulations on really, as someone said, landing the plane without incident and taking it to its very last hour in a very prideful way. And I think this retiring the plant with pride really, really worked in this instance. So again, thank you. Appreciate everything you've done.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Trevor, great opportunity to say a few words this morning. I was reminiscing over the weekend about the first time I came to the plant. And Sharon Pfeiffer, Sharon's here somewhere. Sharon, where are you? There's Sharon. Sharon was the plant manager at the time. And I remember distinctly coming and sitting with Sharon and her team that morning. And Sharon, I'm going to paraphrase what I heard. But what I remember Sharon talking about first was safety. And we spent a lot of time talking about safety at the plant and how the safety practices had improved at the plant and how it was the #1 focus of everybody here. To Jerry's point, we didn't talk about making megawatts. We talked about how we kept everybody at the plant safe and made sure that they were going to go home the same way they came to work. The second thing that she talked about that day was operating the plant well. And even then, we were talking about how we dispatched our plants and how we had to keep the costs low so that we made sure the plant operated as efficiently as it could. And the third thing she talked about, and I know Sharon used these words, were continuous improvement, right? And how do we get continuous improvement as a thought process through the whole group of people that were working here at Trenton Channel Power Plant. After Sharon, then Dan Breaker ran the plant. We had a series of people. And Wanda, I can't say enough about what you and your leadership team have done as we go into the Retire with Pride phase. So I'd ask for a big round of applause. And you guys stand up. You know, the other thing that was mentioned in the video that Wanda said was the plant also has this long history of supporting the downriver community and volunteering. You know, the plant has a really strong history of doing a series of different things in the community and supporting the downriver community. They've received a series of different awards from the community while they've been here. And it's been part of the fabric of all the employees at Trenton Channel to know that it's not only working here, but it's also being part of the family, whether those are softball clubs. I love the bowling alleys. We don't put bowling alleys in any of our facilities anymore. But doing any of those things, donating, so much of us being a good corporate citizen is also teaming with the communities that are kind enough to partner with DTE. And when you think about the city of Trenton, you know, we've got 100 years of partnering with the city of Trenton. And Mr. Mayor, we've got a long history coming still ahead of us. We're going to continue to do more things here in the city of Trenton. Look, before I finish, I want to just do one thing. I want to recognize all the existing employees and the retirees and also all of our partners for all of the years of success that we've had here at Trenton Channel. It's been a wonderful run. It's really bittersweet to retire an asset like this, but Jerry said, we've got a bright future ahead of us at DTE, and we've got a really bright future ahead of us on how we produce the megawatts for our customers. So with that, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Trenton. Thank you very much, everyone. Mr. Mayor.
Appreciate it. So outside of my prepared remarks here, there was after watching that video, I think everyone in here will get it, but it's tough to kind of describe to probably anyone else how you can possibly get sentimental over a power plant. But everyone here knows that it means a lot more to everyone than that. It's about that community, that thing that was talked about time and time and time again, about the coworkers that became family and the way that you can reminisce about some of these things. Not to age myself here, but when you recognize some of the folks in the video as dads of people you went to school with, it shows how special this place is here and what it's meant to us. The countless people I know that talk about flying into Metro Airport and seeing those stacks and knowing that, hey, that means we're close to home. That's something that shows it's quite literally put Trenton on the map, and we want to do what we can to continue that. But we talked about back in 1922, 100 years ago, 55-acre parcel of land on Slocum Island here started to light up. And over the next few years, that transformed here into the Trenton Channel plant, and upon completion, boasted 6 turbines, 13 coal-fired boilers, and the first power plant to use pulverized coal. First fired on May 1st, 1924, it was utilizing the largest single-cylinder turbines practical to provide a power to the booming automobile industry here in Detroit. And that's something that obviously is near and dear to every one of our hearts. At the time, Trenton was still a village. Ford was producing about 10,000 Model T cylinders a day, and J.L. Hudson started the first Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade. I wasn't at that one, but over the years, the plant continued to grow. Coal was brought in along the channel by ship here, And Trenton became a city. And DTE has always been a part of our city from its foundation. Over that time, the strong relationship between then Edison and the city continued to grow and developed. And frankly, that was driven by the countless employees and their families who lived here, who raised their families, saw generations come to work to get good paying jobs, like everyone in here and many of our families did as well too. You know, as time wore on, we saw the gradual winding down of the booming automotive and manufacturing sectors here. But developers from both the city and from DTE formed a new vision for this region of what it could be with more green spaces, parks, trails, and outdoor activities. And at that time, then Congressman John Dingell wrote the legislation that created the Detroit International Wildlife Refuge that's going to draw people here from across the country for generations to come who can enjoy this area just the same as we all have. Now, throughout this time, you know, we continue to partner together on projects across the community, just outside of even the chili cook-offs, the things like that, the commitments to environmental stewardship, the wildlife habitats incorporated onto Slocum Island, and the construction of MacArthur Park, where frankly, there was probably people in this room who helped out transforming underutilized space in our community into bolstering one of our neighborhoods with even more nature and connection to the environment and use to revitalize these vacant spaces. Now, the city in our region has seen tremendous challenges over these last few decades here, and we're transitioning into a more futuristic economy, moving Trenton towards becoming a more purposeful destination for outdoor recreation, including fishing, bicycling, and enjoying our greenways and trails here. Now, with the plant retiring on May 31st here, it's hard to call it a celebration, that's for sure. But it does mark the end of power production here, and we look forward to our continued partnership with DTE for many more years to come as we continue to look for different ways that we can bring environmentally and economically sustainable development for our communities that allows folks to enjoy both the sustainable tax base portion of this, but also the outdoors and the natural resources that we were so lucky to be so connected to here in Trenton. It's going to come with tremendous challenges for the community, but with every challenge comes great opportunity. And so on behalf of the city of Trenton, I want to give my heartfelt thank you in particular to everyone, all of our DTE employees and retirees that have given so much of their lives and their families to our community and to making sure that Michigan, Southeast Michigan in particular, is one of the best regions around and has always had such a wonderful, reliable company like DTE to make sure we can keep the lights on. So thank you all very, very much, and we look forward to seeing what we continue to do for years to come together.
Well, good morning, everyone. Let me tell you, you all look fantastic from up here. I cannot believe how many folks are in the audience. Yeah, it's beautiful. Thank you, Mayor. We appreciate the kind words and certainly the partnership as we go through, this transition process. I'm Ben Felton. I'm really happy to be with you all this morning. This is fantastic. This is something that in my time, which has started in 2019, I thought this day would be so far off. What I'm hearing today and what's coming through loud and clear, and Jerry mentioned this, is family, right? This whole plant, the environment, is all about family. And Mayor, something I heard you say is, you don't think about how you can actually fall in love with a power plant. What I can tell you is that happened with me, each one of them when I got here, and it's really about the people that are in the plant. And I'll get into this a little bit more about Retire with Pride, but that's really where it was born. And it's all about the caring and respect that this team has for each other. Now, the last couple of years leading up to this retirement has been very challenging. Actually, more challenging than you all can even imagine. It almost seems like you all can't catch a break, right? Like it's one thing after another. You fix something and something pops up. Now I'm going to take you all back to the 1980s. Remember that movie Gremlins? Okay, so when Mr. Kincaid would call me and tell me yet one more thing was happening at Trenton, in my mind, I would say this multiple times, is who fed the gremlins after midnight, right? And then I actually started to verbalize it because that was the only thing I could come up with to try to make light, of a very significant issue. But you all have come through every single time without fail, as a team, and that means a lot. You're going to finish strong. Marcus, I heard you say that in the video, right? You all cannot imagine how broken this plane was at some points in time over the last couple of years, but they're going to land it safely. And the great part is you're going to land it with everybody intact, from a safety standpoint and us all being together. So, as I mentioned to you, I've not been here that long, 2019. I've launched my boat over the time at Elizabeth Park, I cannot tell you, hundreds and hundreds of times, passing this plant, headed out to Lake Erie. Never imagined that I would actually be affiliated not only with the plant, but the company that's behind it and the great people. And so that's something that I feel honored and privileged to just be a part of your team. And I know you all exhibit high levels of pride, right? You have a hyper-focused attention on safety, finishing strong, and you've adjusted through many challenges that have come your way. And I want to take a minute to single out this Trenton Channel Power Plant manager, Wanda Sands, who has just been absolutely intentional about helping this team move forward. Let's give her a round of applause. Wanda, and that comes with great leadership, right? I mean, the times when you want to just let it down, you've just continued on, keeping everybody up, almost to the point where when things were not in a good space, she would call me and she'd say, Ben, I just need you to come here, pom-poms in tow, just cheer the team on, right? Don't do any of the VP stuff or any of that stuff. Just show up and just let us know that we're doing what you want us to do and all. So that helped me make a commitment early on. And that commitment was about the pride of these plants and what they stand for as we transition our fleet for the future. Let me share with you all what Retire with Pride actually means. It stands for people, respect, integrity, dignity, and engagement. And you all have every reason to feel very proud of what you've done and what you will continue to do as we navigate down this path. So I want to thank you for servicing our customers with safety, care, dependability, and efficiency every single day. Thank you again. I appreciate it. And thank you all for being here today. And now I'd like to turn it over to Jay Miller.
Good afternoon, Trenton Channel Power Plant. Thank everybody for your kind words and everything you guys said today. We all appreciate it. Thank you for coming and sharing this day with us. On behalf of Local 223, I'm honored to be here and pay tribute to the men and women who have called Trenton Channel Power Plant their home, the current employees, retired employees, and the members that we've lost, for your dedication and service to Trenton Channel Power Plant. Trenton Channel Power Plant the retirement hasn't came easy. Had several long, hard, grueling conversations with plant manager Wanda. She would often call me and first thing she would say is, Jay, you're gonna be mad at me, but please don't yell at me. And we would work through a lot of conversations, have a lot of discussions about manpower, budget issues, unusual allocation, mostly manpower issues. And her main concern was getting to the closure and never jeopardizing safety. Not once. That would always be her last message. I don't care what we do, I'm not jeopardizing safety and I'm not putting anybody at risk. So like I said, it has not been easy. And I'd like to thank Wanda personally for that, for making sure that each and every one of you guys, in her mind and her thoughts, where I don't care what we do and how we do it, we're not jeopardizing anything or anybody. And if we, her answer was to me several times, if I can't do it, I'll just shut the unit down. That's a leader. That's what they do. So the men and women who chose to stay through the retirement deserve special recognition. They could have bid out, could have left. They all had the seniority to do it. They didn't. They chose to stay and make Trenton Channel Power Plant their home and make sure that the customers had reliable power and they were going to do it safely. Closing remarks, I'd like to just say thank you from Local 223 for everything you've meant to the community, everything you guys have done as brothers and sisters, whether it's rep, non-rep, you've all worked together as a team. You've made this place your home, and you guys have made Local 223 and this company and this community proud. Thank you.
Thank you, Jay. We appreciate the remarks, and also thanks everybody up here for, coming, and the leadership team here at Trenton for putting all this together. It's just, as this kind of pulled together, it truly is a team effort. So we'd like to thank everybody that came out today. And with that, it's not quite the formal program's over with, but the day's not over with. There are some refreshments, some food and drinks and stuff to allow everybody to kind of reminisce, hang out a little bit, talk about the good times of the past and also about the future opportunities that we've got moving forward. Because, here at DTE, Trenton may be closing, but as a company and as power producers, we're not done. We're in a transition mode. So we want to thank everybody for coming out. And with that, we'll end the program. Thank you, guys.